What's good, party people? This is Voodoo in the Woods. I'm According to Woods, and he is former U of MMA champion Pius Ina Lobo, better known as Voodoo Maximus. And this Saturday night, we're going to have UFC Fight Night. Myra Bueno Silva taking on the former UFC Bantamweight Women's Champion and former UFC Women's Featherweight contender Holly, the preacher's daughter, home. VoodooMaximus, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. It's always great to be back in the mix with the A-to-day Woods. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back cracking. Let's get cracking. Holly Holmes
Absolutely.
is back on the bracket. Let's get it.
Yeah, and it's wild, right? Because obviously we have the subsequent retiring. Well, I mean, it's not subsequent, but within recent memory, as we're taping this, the retirement of arguably the greatest female fighter of all time in Amanda the Lioness Nunez. I believe it was at sometime during the UFC International Fight Week or what have you. Might have been at the Hall of Fame, but I'm not too sure. But there was a clip of an interviewer asking Misha Tate, "Hey, now that Amanda Nunes is gone, does it clear up all the title kind of implications? And do you want to run at it again?" And Misha, no under no certain terms, was like, "Yeah, I don't have
Of
to go through
course.
her again." Which I mean, I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting that, but I mean, shout out to also former women's UFC bantamweight champion Misha Cupcake Tate, as well as Strikeforce women's bantamweight champion. My goodness, and I mean, if she's not in the Hall of Fame, she is definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the landscape now, and also it kind of clears up everything at featherweight as well, assuming that they're going to keep that division open.
Yeah. Hey, man. I don't see anyone in that division that can carry it. That's just the bottom line. They don't have the stock to keep that division running. And just like they insinuated, they're going to shut it down since Amanda's not there anymore. Sounds like they're going to be shutting it down. So long, 145. Cyborg ain't around, so long.
I mean, I obviously I'm kind of disappointed. Not kind of. I am absolutely disappointed in that because I mean, when you look at it, it is something that was created for one Chris Cyborg, in her eventual jump to the UFC, right? But
Mhm.
things happened the way that they did, and unfortunately, we do not have Chris Cyborg here, and the heir apparent, Amanda Nunes, is retired. This reminds me of what the UFC's kind of handling of the men's flyweight division, at the time of Mighty Mouse, right? Demetrius Johnson. But look at it
Right.
now, right? If they had shut it
Mhm.
down, we wouldn't have the, assassin baby Brandon Moreno versus Davidson Figueredo, right? So, and especially as athletes, age, right?
Yeah.
I see natural bantamweights moving up to featherweight, right? And, not trying to kill themselves, kill their kidneys, their, you know, just, I don't know, intestinal organs trying to make 135, like Holly Holm. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Like, she's done enough that she doesn't have to do it, and
True.
she's already contended for I mean, she was the inaugural title contender. I mean, they created the title. It was Holly Holm versus what is it? Jermaine Durandamy, the Iron Lady.
Hmm.
And to me, look at what happened to flyweight. I think something very similar could happen to featherweight and be another option for female fighters that might not have to cut weight, uh, no matter what. If you're the older, if you can't make it as quickly or whatever. I just think it's a healthier kind of mark on the business to have that title.
Yes, yes. Ultimately, the stock has to be there. you are absolutely right. In after Mighty Mouse was gone, we had the Olympic champion to step in there and carry the torch. We had, like you said, Brandon Moreno, the Assassin Baby. We had Pantoja. We had Figueiredo. We had solid stock in place, to take over to fill in the void that Mighty Mouse left. Now the question is, will there be someone of the same caliber in the women's department that's going to step up and carry that weight? Are there at least 5 solid fighters that can extend that division for the next 8 months? That's the question.
Funny that you say that, and funny that you mentioned, and you're absolutely right about it. But I mean, a Olympic champion stepped in to save flyweight in Henry Cejudo, right? Well, waiting in the wings, somebody signed to another promotion, actually a multiple-time champion of that promotion in Jesus, why am I blanking on her name? You know what I'm talking about. Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison, right. Olympic gold medalist, at least 3, possibly 4-time PFL champion. And the way that PFL does it, it's every season. So you win the championship tournament. The next year, you hit the reset button, and you got to go after it again. And Kayla Harrison has done it 3, if not 4 times already. And don't say, oh, well, the promotion won't allow it or whatever, because the PFL is open to working with other promotions. They've let Kayla Harrison fight in Invicta, the premier women's MMA promotion in the world, in my estimation. They are loaning out Francis Ngannou, right, to go fight Tyson Fury in Abu Dhabi, right? And similarly to what UFC did with Conor fighting Floyd. So at least on the PFL side, they're willing to play ball. Now, we don't know what this new regime of, UFC Endeavor or TKO, the merging of WWE and what have you, if it's going to be kind of the same, if it's going to be different. But Dana actually has bosses this time that aren't the Fertitas. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Now, the question is did you say her name was Kayla Harrison?
Kayla Harrison. Yeah, Judo Kayla.
Does she fight at 155 or 145? It seems she fights at 155.
It's closer to 145 or whatever. I mean, a man can dream. To me, it's semantics at this point. Do I want to see Kayla Harrison in the UFC? Absolutely. Does she, end up being a Cejudo-like character and saving the women's 145 division, where there's at least enough time to build a new star in, she's only got maybe a couple years left, right? She's in her mid-30s. So with that being said, I don't know, make it happen. Or does she go the Ben Askren route, a multiple champion from another promotion, and just get starched? I don't know. So
I would like to see the 145-pound division continue. I would like to see it, but it's less probable for that to happen, especially in this day and age of money.
Absolutely.
Is there anyone there that can bring in the money? That's the question.
I mean, weird, stranger things have happened. We've had UFC, whatever, 0.5, right? A redo of, a lost transmission. So, I mean, weirder things have happened, so I'm gonna be smoking the hopium tonight. I'm just saying. But speaking of hopium, Adam, Merry Christmas, says McMac. Oh man, miss you, brother. I'm glad you're here with us. And they need little people in the UFC. I'm with it.
Definitely.
Let's do little people. Let's do giants. Let's do transgender fighters. Like the whole deal. But again, we're gonna bracket it. Yeah, but we're gonna bracket it. We're gonna the male to female transgender 135-pound division, the female to male transgender, 135, 125, whatever, and
Yeah, let's
I
go.
mean, let's go. Like, it's equal opportunity. There's nothing that says equal opportunity more than absolutely that. So that's
That's
just
right.
my take. Everybody can come get it.
I'm with it.
Yeah, absolutely. But speaking of things that are with it, my goodness, starting off this night is actually a women's bantamweight championship. I mean, not championship, but a women's bantamweight fight,
Hmm.
uh, which I'm excited for. It's Eileen Perez, 7-2 from Argentina, against somebody that you and I both saw at Up Next pretty recently. And on the according to Woods YouTube, there is a interview with her. But Ashley Rebel Girl Evan Smith is making her return to the UFC octagon after a 2-year sabbatical.
Hmm.
Issues with her back that she's detailed on her podcast, which I definitely recommend you go ahead and check out the Sex and Violence with Rebel Girl podcast and all the major platforms. She's detailed that. That's become in the 2 years that she's been out, become a landing page of things that are going on with her. Um,
Hmm.
we could talk about the technical and whatever, but you know how my deal is. When your peeps, they fight, we pick them,
Hey,
right?
we're going with the peeps, man, all day long. Ashley Evans Smith, AES, all day. Let's go.
Let's go, 100%. And no, just little people fighting each other. No, that's same. They've got the Micro Wrestling Federation and different iterations of that. Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to see like the WrestleMania. What is it? Two King Kong Bundy against like seven little people and almost squashing them, or Bam Bam Bigelow and Doink or Dink, I should say. Right? I don't want to see that. I want to see, you know, I don't know, the Dwarf folks fighting. I don't know if they wanna fight. Let's go. I mean,
Let's get it.
hell yes. But speaking of getting it, on in the 155-pound men's division, we have Alex Munoz, 6-2, going up against a 76-0 Carl Deaton the third. In terms of Alex Munoz, he's a Team Alpha Male guy. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. He's lost both of his fights in the UFC against
Hmm.
Nasrat Hamkras. That was a unanimous decision loss, and a split
Hmm.
decision loss against Violent Bob Ross, Luis Pena. He was supposed to
Hmm.
fight Gilbert Burns' brother, Herbert Burns. That didn't materialize, and here he is against Carl Deaton III. Now, in terms of
Hmm.
Carl Deaton III, admittedly, this is somebody that I don't know too much about, which says a lot, and especially with his record of 17-6. He's the Ashanabi kid. I love that he's representing his culture. Uh, he's training out of the academy in Minnesota. So the academy, I feel like that's where Brock Lesnar trained, Muscle Shark Sean Shirk trained. I'm familiar with that. Brock Larson, yeah, Sean Shirk,
Brock. Hmm.
Derek Noble,
Hmm.
John Castaneda. Yeah, so I mean, Jacob Volkman. Yeah, those are all names that I know. So, I mean, this guy trains with a lot of guys that are as legit as they come. And Minnesota is known for their wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and this gentleman is both a PFL veteran. He's on a one. I mean, he's 0-1 in the UFC, losing to
Hmm.
Joe Selecki. But you and I
Hmm.
have talked about the prowess of Joe Selecki on the show. So losing to
Hmm.
Joe Selecki might not have the favor of the UFC brass and matchmakers, but it's not too much of a loss because he's a name amongst the hardcores, which you and I are. Um,
Right.
I just love that he represents his culture. So on this one, I'm gonna get with Carl Deaton the third, the Ashnabi kid.
These two fellas, they both need a win very badly. And there's not really much that we know about these guys, except for the fact that they've lost. They've lost
Yeah.
their opportunities in the UFC. Alex Munoz, especially, this might be his very last one, so he might be compelled to work even a little bit harder than Carl in this particular matchup. But uh, Carl not wanting to be the stepping stone, here will also bring the heat. But I like Carl's jujitsu prowess. I like his grappling prowess. We have a wrestler versus a grappler. This is always going to be interesting. What's Alex gonna do? Will he control the positions? I'm not sure. He is number 250 in the lightweight division, while Carl is 161 with more experience. So I think I will be going with you on that, and I'll be also picking Carl to win this particular matchup.
And I don't think it's going to shock the world. I think, either a split or unanimous decision is the way that goes. Yeah,
it's going to be split.
Split, yeah, absolutely. I mean, both guys are going to be fighting for their lives, and either they're going to turn on the gas, right?
Mhm.
And like all gas, no brakes, or it's going to be a snooze fest. But either way, some brain cells are going to be lost. So RIP those brain cells.
Let's go.
Let's go. In the men's flyweight division, again, we were just talking about a division that got resurrected, right? But we've got Azat Maksum, who's 16-0, against the 21, 13-1 Tyson Nam. Tyson Nam, a tenured young veteran in the business, right? In the fight sports business. Oh, and McBeck says it's not gas, it's petrol. Sorry, McBeck. We know this. Right. We come from Commonwealth.
That's proper English right there. Petrol.
Absolutely. And he can't wait for Ryback versus Goldberg. That might happen. I mean, again, brain cells will be lost. There you go. If you follow Ryback on any of the social media, there's little to no brain cells there, and then Goldberg slams his head into the locker every fight. I mean, he treats it like a fight in a wrestling match, and he's been doing that since 1997. So brain cells will be lost. So in terms of Tyson Nam, he's beat Odie Osborne, Jerome Rivera, been in there with Kai Kara France and Sergio Pettis. I lost to both of them. Same way, unanimous decision, right? And that's pretty much like his UFC prowess. He's a veteran of the World Series of Fighting, the precursor to PFL. That bore Justin Gaethje, Marlon Moraes, the resurrection of Jesus, you know who I'm talking about. He was he recently passed away. And Rumble Johnson.
Right.
Yeah, the resurrection of Rumble Johnson happened at World Series of Fighting. That was one of my favorite promotions. Who could forget the Usman Paul Harris, being Paul Harris, and just tearing the hell out of Jake Shields and shit. That's how it means that way. So Tyson Nam fought during that time, but I think you set a precedence, Voodoo, in terms of you can't mess with undefeated. And Azat is a 16-0. He's one of those Kazakhstani wrestlers that so he's fought. I mean, this is essentially his UFC debut, and I feel like they just this is the piece of chicken to the alligator.
Well, this particular fella, he's not just a very good wrestler from the mountains. He is actually a very good striker as well. He's a complete fighter. As you can see, his record is unblemished. He's very, very good when it comes to submission, and he's very, very good when it comes to taking your head off. He's got 5 wins by knockout, 6 by submission, and 4 by decision. He knows how to win. First, he'll come to take your head off. If that doesn't work, then he'll come to strangle you. If that doesn't work, then he'll just outpoint you. So this is a very knowledgeable individual. And if it ain't broke, don't try and fix it. I'm going with the 16-0 Azat as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of McMackey said, doesn't he have a stalker? That might be in reference to the Kazakhstani Azat Muslim. And he said the FBI are investigating. Don't know about that, but I mean, it's wild because I was just talking about with people at work about Borat, and Borat comes from Kazakhstan, right? So Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. But inquiring minds want to know. I inquire, so let's figure it out. If Big Mac, if you have the information, let me know. Good brother me. Brother me softly, brother. So in the 150, we go back to the 155-pound men's division. We've got the 7-2 Evan Elder. Jesus Christ. Oh
No.
my, all of my dyslexia came out right there because I was like Elvin Campbell. So Elvin Elder, right? 7-2. As Alex Ramirez says, hi, Voodoo Maximus.
What's
Good
up,
brother
champ?
there. Hell yes. Um, and he's going up against the 10-2 Gennaro Valdez, right? So let's look at Mr. Elder. Mr. Elder is the phenom, and we'll see how phenomenal he is, but a champion of the regional scene. This is somebody who, wow, he fights at the Kill Cliff Fight Club, which I feel like, yeah, that's man, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but if you notice, like Henry Hoof, because this is Henry Hoof's gym,
Yeah.
Deerfield Beach, right?
Right.
So it's like every time they do like a countdown or something like that with one of Henry Hoof's fighters, they
Yeah.
call the fucking gym something else. I mean, we're going from Black Zillions. Remember Black Zillions back in the day was Rashad and Rumble and everything like that, and it was something else. Something. I mean, in the last fucking 10 years, it's got the gym that he's been at has had 10 different incarnations, and I don't know if they've changed different whatever. But at Kill Cliff, that kind of speaks to like on it, right? Because Kill Cliff is the energy drink. Joe Rogan has a couple flavors, the jalapeno pineapple and the fucking elk's blood and shit like that. So that's how I know Kill Cliff. I think I've got a couple cans of the Rogan shit, the pineapple one. Just kind of, in my memorabilia thing, right? So, yeah. So this guy, Evan Elder, he's training with elite talent, and a world class trainer. Even though we don't know him, but a world class trainer in Henry Hoof. Now his UFC outing hasn't been great. He's lost to a unanimous decision loss to Preston Parsons, Nazim Sadikov. That was a doctor stoppage. I remember this. Yeah, he had a fucking cut, and it was gnarly. I don't know if I actually saw the fight, but I saw the on social media after
the match.
Yeah, and that was gnarly, right? So that was in February of this year. So it's been 5 months, and here we go. Oh my God, he's back again. In the words of the Backstreet Boys. So that is Mr. Elder, world class gym. But Gennaro Valdez, right? I mean, there's a Mexican wave overtaking the UFC, and yes, of course, El Pantera lost the title, but I think the folks at Entrum Gym, it lights a fire under them, and they still got two champions currently, right? But in terms of Mr. Valdez, he basically beat Patrick White in 44 seconds of the second round and Dana White's Contender Series to earn his spot. And then he's lost a TKO to Matt Steamroller. I always want to call him Freeloader, but Steamroller Favola, right? On the undercard of UFC 270, Francis Ngannou versus Cyril Gane, right? That was Houston. And then Nathan Levy, he loses the unanimous decision. So this is this is another must win. This is the UFC brass throwing both of these gentlemen a bone. I'm going to go with Elvin Elder just because of the Kill Cliff. But I could also be wrong because, again, like I said, that Mexican wave that is basically permeating UFC at the moment, and rightfully so. I mean, this could be a 50-50. So actually, who do you pick? And I feel like I'm going to pick the opposite, just on general premise.
I totally agree with you in regards to the 50-50. This is a matchup of two individuals who are not so great on the ground. So we're going to get a striking war. It's going to be a very good matchup. The Kill Cliff fella is going to be a very good kickboxer, while the Mexican fella is going to be a very good boxer. The kicking in Mexico has been improving drastically lately, and the grappling too. I got to give it up to them. They're doing something right. There was a time where Alexa Grasso was not very good on the ground, and then look at her now. She's winning championship by rear naked choke. So can't really say. But bottom line, these two fellas have lost to grapplers, people who are extremely good at grappling. So now they face each other, 2 losses apiece. Someone has to win and someone has to go. This is going to be a war. So I will go ahead and hit you with the 50. I'll pick the Mexican fella, and you're picking the Elder fella. Okay,
yeah,
no
absolutely.
Problem. 50-50.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. So we go to the 145 featherweight division. We have the 9-2 Austin Lingo against the 19-6 Brazilian Melzizal Costa. That's what I got. Inglewood High School education, folks. Bam, got you. No, it was great actually. But let's go with the tenured vet in Miguel. Oh man, his nickname is Milk Chalfi. So I don't know. I'm not that familiar in Portuguese or whatever, but I do know that this gentleman has intense vitiligo. He's giving me Scott Jorgensen vibes. You remember WEC Scott?
Yeah.
They
look
man.
Just alike.
Yeah, and I mean Scott Jorgensen is somebody needs to catch up with him, dude. He was one of my favorites, dude. Man, WEC in the early days of the lower weight classes in the bantamweights. Who's running with Faber? I think he fought Faber in WEC for the title. Yeah, man. Fucking what's his name? Mike from American Top Team. Mike Brown, former WEC champion. Man, I got goosebumps. That was, woo, buddy. Yeah. So, so in terms of the Brazilian, right? He beat Junior Melo by TKO at LFA 147, but then ran into the fucking modern day legend in Thiago Moises, right? And he loses via rear naked choke. I think that's after that it's just the Brazilian regional scene and what have you, names that I'm not too familiar with, so I can't speak to that, right? But yeah, when I see like a jungle fight or whatever with Walid Ismail or whatever, then I know like a motherfucker. But I mean, future MMA, like those don't chart with me, and that's no disrespect to that, but I mean, look at Jungle Fight and Walid Ismail's record of sending people to the UFC, right, and Bellator from the Fiera, like how many fucking people, right? So that's
too many.
That's what I'd say. Yeah, absolutely. But he's from the Shootbox Academy, so I don't know if that's the OG, Shootbox, the most notable one. But it looks like João Emilio is heading up this one, so this might not be it might be an offshoot, maybe the Shootbox equivalent of Gracie Baja, right? So don't know too much about that, but he's obviously in the UFC for a reason. But Austin Lingo, 9-2, Mr. Lights Out. He trains out of Fortis MMA. He's coming off of a loss to Nate Landwehr via rear naked choke. Luis Saldana, unanimous decision win. And on UFC on ABC 1, beats Jacob Hilberg via unanimous decision. I don't know. I think split decision, Austin Lingo. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you picking Austin Lingo. This is another situation of a 50-50. These two gentlemen are very well experienced. They are balanced fighters. They understand the striking game. They understand the grappling game. They will nullify each other out a lot. And what you're going to see here is who's got the bigger heart. Who's got the bigger heart? That's what this fight's going to be based on. Whoever's got the bigger gas tank and is willing to go to hell will win this match. So I'll hit you with the 50-50. I'll pick the Brazilian fella on this one.
I like it, and I'm not mad at this is one just like the last one that we talked about. Like this is the one there. This is the perfect fight for each combatant at this particular stage of their career. Just like we saw Jesse Strader versus Ryan Lilly. That is the perfect fight for both gentlemen in their career. We both love them. Talk with them again right here on this channel. You'll see interviews with Jesse Strader and Ryan Lilly. So I mean. Yeah, man. This speaks to me of that vibe. So may the best person win. I love it.
Let's get it.
Absolutely. And Reflex 60 says, "Yeah, Adam, thank you. Mario Amasaki, see you." And yes, it's not gas tank. McMac corrects us. It's petrol tank. 100%. Who has the bigger petrol tank? Thank you, McMac. Which I feel like that needs to be a shirt. Petrol tank. Yeah, fuck yes. So, anywho, we go to the, what is that? 115 is strawweight, isn't it?
Yes, strawweight.
Yeah. So we've got the Brazilian Estela Nunes 6-4 against Victoria Dudakova, right? So let's look at Dudakova first, right? She's a Russian. She looks mean, man. Yeah, she looks mean. She scares the shit out of me. But this is actually her UFC debut. She gets her entrance to the UFC by way of Dana White's Contender Series with a unanimous decision win over Myra Silva, right? So that is the notable kind of iteration. But she's only been fighting pro since the pandemic. She fought at Fight Nights Global 98. That's where she makes her debut. So she's only been fighting pro not that long, right? So, and even as an amateur, just 2019. So she's only, what, 4 years in? Right? Yeah, so that's wild, right? So on the other side of the docket, we have Estela Nunes. Man, it sucks to be the least famous Brazilian Nunes. But she trains out of American top team Brazil, which that's a wild one. American top team Brazil, not Brazilian top team. American top team Brazil. Yeah, but fighting out of Curitiba, obviously Curitiba, Anderson Silva. That's a. I've never been. But in terms of what is synonymous for, in terms of the MMA landscape, Curitiba is, one of the top towns in terms of farming MMA talent. But I mean, Estela has had a tough go, right? So her last win was not even in the UFC, but one championship, where she basically beats Gina Ineong via unanimous decision, right? Was supposed to fight Angie Overkill Hill, former Invicta champion. That doesn't happen. Supposed to fight Jinyun Frey. That also doesn't happen. But her UFC debut loses via rear naked choke to Ariane Carnelozzi. Sam Hughes is a majority decision loss. And then she lost to somebody who just fought last night. I mean, not last night, but last week. In Yasmin Agidi, right? So, man, this is a rough one. But on general premise, I'm going to go with the Russian. It just seems like Estela just can't hit the start button.
Well, it seems that Estela cannot handle the grappling. That's just the bottom line. She's got very good striking. I've seen her fight before. Her striking, solid fighter. But once the clinch happens and she goes to the ground, she usually has a hard time standing back up. One of those turn your back, get your neck taken, and go to sleep type things. I strongly believe Victoria will be able to map her out, study her really well, and break her down if she doesn't get knocked out first. I'm also gonna go with Dudakova.
Yeah, it reminded me of Michael Dudikoff from all them action movies in the 80s and 90s. That's over
American
my brain
Ninja,
went.
baby.
Yeah,
American
man.
Ninja.
Fun fact: there is the wife's ex-husband. He was in American Kickboxer 4. So of that, like martial art movie of the 90s and what have you. So there's a close tie there. So I'm happy you brought that up. And I
Good
mean,
old
somebody
days.
that, yeah, absolutely, somebody that sounds like Michael Dudikoff, which again in the action, the action adventure movie deal, he kind of doesn't get his just due. There's a, Dolph. I feel like Dolph Lundgren gets all the love and nobody else. Like where's the love for Don the Dragon Wilson, right? I'm just saying. So, anywho, man, this one's great. In the featherweight division, we have the 12-3 Governor. Wait, no, that's not Governor. It's Top Gun Tucker Lutz, 12-3 against Melsick, somebody that you and I are both familiar with. Seen him here in the LA regional scene. But let's go with the Top Gun, right? So Top Gun, you beat Chase Gibson on Dana White's Contender Series, right? Former CXF champion, right? But doesn't get the call. He basically faces Sherrod Blackledge, unanimous decision win, and then he finally gets his entrance. He punches his ticket to the UFC Octagon officially, and he beats Kevin Aguilar on the undercard of the undercard of Oliver Chandler, UFC 262, right? But since then, he hasn't been in the winner's circle. A unanimous decision loss to Pat Sabatini and a guillotine choke loss to Daniel Pineda. It hasn't been great, which is absolutely interesting because he's going up against Milsek Badazarian, right? And Melsick is one of those Gokor Shavichian guys, right? And whether he trains there still or not, but the gun Melsick, it's Top Gun versus the gun. It's the battle of the guns. It's LA Guns versus Guns N' Roses right here. But Melsick, training at Gokor in terms of for at least a small sabbatical, training with Gokor, but then our friend David Huey of Muay Thai America in Hollywood trains his striking. So that's a pretty good combination. And let's look at it. He fought Jay White in Gladiator Challenge, not the switchblade Jay White, former IWGP champion, but a different Jay White, right? And let's see, Bruno Souza, he beats by unanimous decision on the undercard of Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington 2, right? And then Josh Kulibau, right? He loses to Josh Kulibau via rear naked choke on the Islam Makhachev Volkanovski card. I got Milsick the gun. That's it. This is a guy who, I mean, to me, even with the loss, right? He presents himself as champion. He trains really hard. He's and not to say anybody doesn't, but like again, David Huey, who's he's cornering somebody right. Coming this Saturday at a boxing fight. Victor Saravia is fighting on it's in Simi Valley, I feel like.
Oh, I'm gonna be there.
Yes.
Julian Baez is fighting on that card.
Yep, that's it. I knew that would ring a bell, right? So obviously you're gonna see. So I don't know what David Huey does. Does he corner Victor Saravia or does he corner Melsick? We don't know. You got to tune in. Definitely check out. Actually, you want to shout out the boxing card? What you know about it?
I just know Julian Baez from 805 MMA in Thousand Oaks is gonna be fighting his pro fight, his first pro boxing fight. He's been gone for a while, healing up. He had a lot of injuries, so now he's back. We're gonna go out there and support him. Check it out. I don't even know who he's fighting. I just know it's Saturday.
Yeah, no, I love that guy. Former Spar Star, CFL, California State Amateur Champion. I mean, that was one of the. I remember not having a lot of gear, at that iteration of my career or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know me from anybody, right? And he was like, "No, we're doing it. Like we're doing this interview right now." And
Right.
I mean, there's been special moments in my career, but that is definitely one of them. So just good skill to Julian Jekyll and Hyde
That's
Baez.
right.
That's a good brother. And again, no disrespect to the other person that he's fighting. Don't know too much about them. Kind of doesn't matter at this point.
It
It's
is what it is.
yeah, Team Baez all the way. So yeah, we got the gun, right? Do you have the gun?
Yeah. So you chose Melsick, and that's a very good pick. But one thing I'm noticing this particular card up to this point, the matchmakers really did their homework. They chose a bunch of people with similar skills, and Tucker Lutz, based on the amount of experience that he has, it balances things out with Melsick's aggression and force that he brings to the table. Melsick, very aggressive from the beginning of the bell until he stops you or he gets stopped. So that's what he's bringing to the table. Tucker Lutz, he's a little bit more balanced. He's got a little bit more experience, but it seems to me that Melsick will be a little bit stronger than him. But if he can withstand the pressure and implement some grappling, he might be able to survive. So because the opportunity is there, I'm going to go ahead and split you 50-50 on this one too. I'll go Tucker Lutz. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be. I don't see a knockout coming from Tucker. I do see Tucker using experience to maybe score points and steal a win by split decision or something.
Yeah, and I absolutely love your analysis on the times when we do the 50-50s because because again you've been in the cage. That's like I've trained, but I haven't when the pedals to the metal, right? I haven't been in there when the cage door closes, right? So that's a different experience, and you have an insight that is different than mine, and I that's why I absolutely love doing this because I mean it's as much as I know, it's only on paper. You have practical experience, so that's great.
Even still, everything I'm saying is just theories based on their attributes. They could get in there and then Melsick kicks him one time and knocks him out, just like we saw last week. A bunch of one hit knockouts. I was at least two sleepers, overhand sleepers. Yeah. So these individuals are going to have to go in that cage and put their skills up, and we'll see who's better.
Yep. But you know who we don't have to see who's better? It's Micmac because it's his birthday today. For the 800,000th time, it is Micmac's birthday. He's a centurion, I think.
Aging gracefully.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we should sing a song. I mean, I might take a hit on it. So you ready for it? You ready for it?
Go ahead.
This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Hey, there you go, Micmac.
There you go.
That one's for you. So we got, man, I think this one's going to be crazy. We have in the 155-pound division, Nazim Sadikov, 8-1, going up against 13-5 T-Rex Terrence McKinney. Let's look at Nazim, the Black Wolf. Wow, we got the Black Wolf. Yes. And training out of Cerro Longo. Wow. Wait, I know you're not a fan of the Cerro Longo. And actually, one further, because he's posing in front of Cerro Longo, but actually on his topology, it says it's Longo Weidman. Chris Weidman. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't want to disrespect the guy. So we just spoke about Elvin Elder, right? Well, he beats Elvin Elder in his last fight. Dana White's Contender Series beat Ahmad Suhail Hassanada. There we go, Ensenada. Via right hook, right? And those are his, notable wins, especially in the UFC. A proponent of Fury FC. Fury FC is a notable promotion in the Midwest, so that says something. That he's been up against like Midwestern wrestlers and corn-fed Brock Lesnar types, right? So shout out to Fury FC, right? So on the other side, we know Terrence McKinney. This is somebody that we know. T-Rex. And geez, let's just look at the last 3 fights. He's actually he's like not 50-50, but less than 50-50. Actually, no. In his last 4 fights, he's 50-50, right? So I mean, he was on a 4-fight win streak, right? That consisted of Derek Saunders, that's an SHP promotion. Tohino Gavino, that was a head kick knockout in LFA, right? Then LFA, Michael Izuri Ortiz, somebody who I know, Puerto Rican fighter, training at Caribbean Top Team. He's been on the According Rewards podcast, so there's that. And then Matt Frivola, and he beats Matt Frivola via TKO, 7 seconds. That's all it took on the undercard of the Adesanya Marvin Vettori 2 card, right? But then he faces Faraz Ziam, beats him by rear naked choke, loses to Drew Dober via TKO, then beats our friend Eric Ghost Pepper Gonzalez via standing. Oh, excuse me. Standing rear. Thank you. Standing rear naked choke. Then he faces Ishmael Bovin and gets TKO'd via flying knee. So just all over the place. T-Rex is hoping for more. So I want to hear what you have to say before I make my pick.
Terrence McKinney, full of potential, endless potential, but he's reckless. It's easy to game plan for him. He only has one gear, and that's go. I seriously believe he needs someone to work with him, to work on his patience, pacing, you cannot overwhelm everyone. Someone who is patient and understands footwork will always be able to do something. And the way McKinney fights is similar to the way Melsik Bagadarzarian fights. It's that go. It works sometimes, but at this level, it's too dangerous. Accumulation of concussions is the end result of this style. Nazim is going to come at him. They're going to meet in the middle. They're going to sling shots. But I believe Nazim has got a scheme waiting. They have a plan. One thing about I might not like Longo, whatever that guy's name is, very much, but he is a good coach. I don't like the way he talks. I don't like his mannerisms, but I do respect his coaching. He's they've put out several champions from their gyms, so it's not that they are very good coaches over there. So the coaching that Nazim is going to be having, the plan that he's going to be bringing to the table, his fighting prowess that he's bringing to the table, I think will outdo Terrence McKinney. I wouldn't be surprised if Terrence goes out to another flying knee in this particular matchup. Wouldn't be surprised at all. I think Terrence is going to go into the spider's web, and he will pay for it. I'm picking Nazim.
I was hoping that you said Shadow Realm.
That's where he's going to end up, too.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, and it's funny because you were saying about Ray Longo. I saw a meme of like him and like Glenn Danzig from the Misfits and whatever. And I mean, but also Glenn Danzig is from the East Coast, like New York and whatever. So maybe they're related, maybe not. And you were talking about like, Longo producing champions, right? And that gym producing champions. And yes, but I will introduce an asterisk, right? It's Sarah Longo, that has produced a champion.
Right.
Chris Weidman being one of them, right?
Right.
Well,
right.
this is Weidman Longo, which I don't know how that kind of deal works out, because I mean, both gyms have Ray Longo. They're kind of sharing the same space, and I would think, they're in the same area. I don't think, like one is on Long Island and the other ones are going to be in Buffalo. I don't think that at all.
I recently saw Matt Serra on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh yeah,
he talks about he used to have 2 gyms. Now he only has 1. So I'm guessing the second gym was the Longo gym. That's my guess. I'm guessing.
Okay.
I'm guessing he broke from the Longo part, and now it's Weidman Longo, and he's doing his thing wherever he's at. Okay.
And that was the fight deal. It was Longo. Sarah. There was somebody. Din Thomas, and then somebody else, right? That was the Rogan.
I don't. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was Din Thomas.
Dean Thomas, Sarah. Was that one more person?
Yeah, it was another guy who I didn't. I mean, they gave him a lot of clout, but I didn't recognize his name.
I don't know that fella.
Yeah, but anywho, yeah. So I listened to. I'm halfway through that episode, but Sarah was all like, "Oh man, I'm so less stressed." I just have my gym, whatever. So there's something to it. So shout out to that. And McMack says, "God save the king," which I acknowledge you, not King Charles, not Roman Reigns. McMack, I acknowledge you as my king. So God save the king. Right on. So we go up in the card, right? We're deep into the main card, but we have Norma Dumont, 9-2 against not Chelsea Handler, but Chelsea Chandler, 5-1. That's fun to say. Anywho, let's look at Chelsea first. Chelsea is a Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, Cesar Gracie, that's fucking Stockton, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, she's training with the Diaz's.
Straight grappler.
Oh, I am intrigued. But, okay, yes, straight grappler, but, I mean, if they're at Cesar Gracie, they're getting that fucking, I can't remember homeboy's name, but the old dude that fucking trains the Diaz brothers in boxing. Yeah. She got to have that fucking dynamic. I mean, there's nothing else there. In
Perez or something like that.
Yeah. So, man, I'm actually interested to see what the fuck she's got. But in terms of what she said, I mean, she's on a 6-fight winning streak. I said losing streak. I was about to say that. No, it's not losing streak. 6-fight win streak. I mean, the first, she's in Invicta, right? She was 0-1. She lost her Invicta debut and her pro debut against Terry Kennerson, right? But then rebounds, beats Mitzi Mary at Invicta FC 32. Victoria, she TKOs her at Invicta 35. Invicta 40, she rear naked chokes Olivia Parker. Invicta 47, unanimous decision with Courtney King. And then makes her UFC debut. Oh, man, a cancel bout with Leah Letson. I would have loved to see that bout because I don't think Leah fights anymore. I think she might have retired. I would have loved to see that fight. But comes to the UFC, beats Julia Storoyenko, right? Via TKO. And now she's here with Norma Dumont, right? And Norma Dumont, and I'm saying it the French pronunciation. I know it's Portuguese and what have you. But Dumont, right? The Immortal. Well, first off, can I say this is happening in the women's featherweight division, right?
Yes.
This is
Yes.
one of the reasons why you do not cancel that and eliminate that division. There are still
Okay.
people there, right?
Okay. They better step up. They better
Yeah,
step up and show out. You know.
right.
Otherwise,
Well,
bye bye.
absolutely. So here we go. I mean, she's got some notable names, right? So Norma Dumont, you know, like I was saying about Jungle Fight and Waleed Ishmael, she's got 2 wins in Jungle Fight. Her first 2 wins and her first two professional fights happened in Jungle Fight, right? Then she was supposed to fight Karine Silva, right? That's the name that I know. Then she fights in Shuto, Brazil, right? And then debuts in the UFC with a TKO loss to former Invicta, um, yeah, a former Invicta featherweight champion and featherweight title contender Megan Anderson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beats Ashley Evans Smith via unanimous decision. Um, then beats Felicia Spencer via split decision. Unanimous decision over Aspen Ladd. Danielle Wolf, unanimous decision. And Carol Hossa, unanimous decision win. Man, I mean, whew. But okay, so we've got a 5-fight win streak in Norma Dumont and a 6-fight win streak for Chelsea Chandler. Man, oh man, oh man, this is good. And yes, King Barrett, I have some bad news for you.
Hmm.
Yeah, Wade Barrett. But yeah, so I don't know who the fuck to pick. This is good because I
I'm
mean
picking
Dumont.
Dumont.
Okay,
She's number 2. She's number 2 in the featherweight division. You know. She's
so I
number 2
mean
in the featherweight.
title.
Look at
Yeah,
the
so
level
title
of competition.
implications.
Yeah, look at the level of competition that she's faced so far. You know, she's legit. Chelsea is under. Well, she's only got 1 loss, but she seems to have put it together, right? And she's gonna be grappling dominant. If Dumont can stay standing, it's gonna be a piece up. She's gonna make a pizza. She's gonna make a nice extra large Parmesan pizza real quick.
Jeez, that I'm
If
hungry.
if Chelsea can't take her to the ground and implement her grappling, you know. But I'm gonna risk it and go Norma Dumont to win at least by split decision, at least.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Chelsea Chandler. I'm just, to me, I just female fucking Diaz, brother. So
Her
fuck
win
it.
streak makes her legit. Her win streak makes her legit. So it's a good 50-50 split right there.
Yeah, I'm going with Chelsea Chandler. Fuck,
No problem.
man, that's great. You know, and she's from Stockton. She might look like Miss American fucking girl next door, apple pie, whatever. But that next door is fucking Stockton, man. That shit is rough. So, fuck yeah, man. I mean, kudos. I think, I'm sorry, this is my fight of the night. Whether this is actual fight of the night or not, but both of these two, this is an interesting fight. This, I think, is going to be fucking gritty as fuck. This is my fight of the night. My pick for fight of the night for sure.
Not mad at it.
Yes. So one thing that we can't be mad at is this next matchup, the 185-pound division. We have Jin Yong Park, 16-5 against 16-4 Albert Duraev, right? So let's go with Jin Yong Park, right? Jin Yong Park, Korean gentleman, he is the Iron Turtle. Oh shit! I think I know this dude. Yeah.
Yes, you do. Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yes, you know.
I mean, yes, and I mean, beat your boy Eric Anders, beat Josh Holmes, Dennis Tululin. I mean, he lost to Gregory Rodriguez, but it's Gregory Rodriguez, the RoboCop. Oh, there's Voodoo. Here we go. Yes. Beat Safan Nchukwi. Right, John Phillips
beat him.
Man, fucking Iron Turtle, man. Oof. Right, but we don't want to understate the Russian fella, right, Albert Duraev. right?
Mm-hmm.
Albert Durayan lost to Joaquin Buckley, beat Chitty Bang and Nokojani, right? Beat Roman Kopolov, Peter Strauss in ACB, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's all good and all.
Mm-hmm.
And especially the Tafan and Chitty Bang deal. But I'm rocking with the other gentleman. I'm rocking with Junior Park, the Iron Turtle. He's a motherfucker.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's got excellent boxing. That's his. That's what he brings to the table. That's his go-to. That's his bread and butter. He's got very good grappling. If you want to go to the ground, he's down. He'll submit you on the ground. I trust Albert will 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 try to initiate the grappling, but June can handle it. I see June shutting down the takedown and keeping it standing, keeping Albert where he's most uncomfortable, and then toe tagging him with those hands. I see but Albert's he's a dog too, though, man. He doesn't just lay down
Right.
and roll over. I see this going 15 minutes, and June Young Park edging out at least 2 rounds to 1 in this particular one. I don't see a finish, though. I don't see a finish.
Yeah. It'd be surprising if it does. And that might also just be, fight wear and tear of both gentlemen if that happens.
It's going to be a dogfight, most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of dogfight, we've got in the 155-pound division, we have Francisco Prado going against 13-1. Francisco Prado 11-1 against the 13-1 Otman Altizar. All right, Azatar. I'm sorry. So let's go with Francisco Prado first, right? Argentinian gentleman. Let's see. He is a champion of Samurai Fight House. I mean, that's one of the most generic looking titles I've ever seen. He trains out of, get this, Brothers of Life MMA. Wow. Brothers of Life.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I'm intrigued. Who else? Kevin El Chino Vallejos, Francisco Prado, Carlos Tito. Yeah, so no notable names. And what is it? Santiago Ponzinibbio has been left Argentina. So there's that, right? So in terms of Mr. Prado, right? He is coming off of a loss, a unanimous decision loss over against Jamie Malarkey. Jamie Malarkey wins in this particular instance, right? And a promotion that he was a champion of, Samurai Fight House. He basically beats Jose Barrios Vargas, right? The TKO, right? Now on the other side of the docket, we got Ottman. Ottman is the gentleman, you remember? Fight Island?
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yeah. So Bulldozer fucking snuck somebody onto fucking the Fighter Hotel at Fight Island and got his ass fucking released and he came back. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember this guy.
Yeah, man. And the flag. I had never seen the fucking Moroccan flag until this motherfucker. Oh, man. I guess shout out to Morocco. Assuming they don't have any you gotta be careful this day and age and shouting out countries and shit like that.
You might get canceled.
Yeah, 100%. There's a human rights violation waiting for me. I feel like fucking was it Casablanca in fucking Morocco?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only black dude is fucking from Detroit.
Hey, speaking of Morocco. Morocco was the last African point that Francis Ngannou crossed. He crossed the Moroccan Ocean, whichever ocean it was, between Morocco and Spain, or was it Spain? Yeah, either Spain or Italy. He crossed over, and from Morocco, but he was in Morocco for 14 months. He was stuck there for 14 months, getting kicked into the desert, come back to the camps. Jump on a raft to cross the ocean. I think he tried 2-3 times before he finally made it.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's what a story, that guy, man. But
They need to
let's go
make a
back
movie
to
on his ass.
most definitely, man. And he just picked up a fight with the best
Tyson
boxer in the
Fury.
world, Tyson Fury. Are you serious?
And where's it happening? Where's it happening?
Saudi Arabia, baby. Let's go.
Fuck yes.
Let's
There's
go.
some deep ass pockets.
Let's get that oil money going. Don't worry, we'll pay you. How much you want? We pay you.
Yeah.
No problem.
No problem.
Hey, blank check. We give you blank check. No problem.
We don't have a arena. We build one.
No, we build one. We build two.
We build two. And one for Fury to train, one for Ngannou to train. And then after we just tear down. We don't need stadium. We don't need stadium. Vince, Dana,
burn it. Then we burn it and build another one. Don't worry.
Yeah. That's what they did at the fucking Anderson Silva. You remember that shit?
They put it together real quick.
Yeah. Some motherfuckers died on that one.
Hey, they got some deep pockets over there, bro.
Oh man, it is. I don't want to speak too ill.
Hey, bottom line, man, it's that slave labor that's putting all that stuff together, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that slave labor. They still got slavery going on over there in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like right now. Slavery.
Right now. Yeah. All the Filipinos, all the, other African, countries.
Yeah. The Indians.
Indians. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even like Europeans, that don't have. Yeah, I saw a documentary not too long ago. That shit is real in the field, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the Moroccan Bulldozer Altizar, Francisco Prado, a pretty evenly matched. Who you got?
Whew. This is a. I know Ottoman is very fast. He's very, very quick. Francisco's bringing jiu-jitsu, not jiu-jitsu. He's bringing taekwondo to the game, so he's got some kicking experience. That
you didn't hear what I said.
Huh? That's what she said.
Yeah. Very fast.
That taekwondo is a great asset to him, but how's Ottoman going to react to it? What's his footwork going to be like? What's his counter striking going to be like? How is he going to exploit the kicker? I'm sure he understands how to do all that, as his knockout ratio is very high. He's got 3 wins by submission. That means he's got ground experience, while his opponent has multiple submission, 6 wins by submission, 5 by knockout. So these two gentlemen are going to bring an exciting matchup. Once again, it's a very well balanced pick by the matchmakers. They did their homework on this particular card, man. I'm very impressed by how they it's not a matchup where one fighter is going to be clearly overshadowing the other one, like that Bojangles fight from last weekend. The wrestler Bojangles.
Yeah, Bo Nickel.
Yeah, man.
I see what you did there. Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. Oh my god.
Talk about lopsided, man. Come on, man. And then he goes to the post-fight conference and he's like, yeah, celebrating. What's there to celebrate, bro? Like you were supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Like, what are you celebrating? Like, there's nothing to be celebrated. The guy went there by himself. The guy you fought flew there by himself with no team, no nothing.
Yeah.
So, what are you excited about? You know what I'm saying? Like act like you've won before. Come on.
Fuck it. You know what? Let's just go. Fuck it. Yeah. Bo Nickel versus Mike Perry. You bring fucking Platinum Mike. You have fucking. Oh, actually, no, not even that. What is it? That guy that he faced, right? Bo Nickel faced, right?
Yeah.
Him with no corner, and then Mike Perry with his girlfriend in his corner. Let's see who wins.
I'll put $1 billion on Mike Perry to win that one.
I put $1 million for my career to say some dumb shit.
It'll do
Always.
that
Yeah, 100%. That comes with the deal. What's not dumb shit is McMac saying that tomato sauce is better than
too.
ketchup. I mean, I mean, look, African meals, European meals, right outside the U.S. consists of what? Tomato sauce. Not right? Am I right? How many Nigerian dishes with tomato sauce? How many fucking Fijian dishes? Right? Right? German dishes. Fucking go down the tomato sauce is life. So, McMac, you're right on that one. I concede victory. There you go. There you go. So, speaking of here we go. Oh, I mean, did we make our picks?
You want a 50-50? I think we
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
What you got?
The smuggler, Otman Ajizar.
Okay, I'll take Francisco. No problem.
All right, that works.
Mhm. No problem.
But you know what isn't a problem? We are at the co-main events of the evening. That pits in the 175 division, 8-3-1. Basil Hafez. Wow, that's
Hafiz.
almost half. Hafiz?
Mhm.
I almost went half-ass.
Habibi. Yeah, fast.
See, I popped on what you said. I popped on Habibi, and then you popped on.
This fella must be Muslim.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. Assalamu alaikum, bro. But you know who isn't? Who
In
isn't?
the United States.
Oh, that's like what's his face? The remember my name fellow.
Right, exactly.
Oh, I can't stand that fool. Ugh.
Yeah, Bilal.
Bilal Muhammad. Yeah.
Hey,
So
all of a sudden, Bilal turned into my brother.
Yates.
He went
Dude.
from yo.
Yes.
My brother.
Thank you for fucking pointing that out.
He trained with Khabib one time. He turned into my brother.
Yeah.
My
And
brother.
fighting after Ramadan too. You remember? Yeah.
My brother.
Yeah. Yo. But you remember that they had that fight right after Ramadan.
Yeah. He went to go train with them over there.
Yeah, bro. The saddest shit in all of sports that I've ever fucking seen, right? Do you remember fucking when the Houston Rockets are in the fucking NBA Finals?
Against who?
I think against Jordan and shit like that, and fucking.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's the first time I heard about fucking Ramadan, because Hakeem Olajuwon was looking fucking gone, because he had to fast. He looked pitiful. I mean, nothing gets the religious part of it, but let's just let's just step away. This is a top tier athlete that hadn't eaten in fucking 12 hours.
Do you know why they fast? Do you know why they fast?
No.
Okay, so Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was being chased by opposition, and he would hide out during the day and then get back on the trail in the mountains, get back on the trail at night. And then he did this for 30 days. So in honor of his triumph, escaping the opposition, the Muslim participants all fast on this day for 30 on this month for 30 days. That's why.
Well, thank you for educating me. I love it. But also, fucking Hakeem had to fucking look over there as Jordan was fucking piecing them up, fucking flying and shit like that. There were no polar opposites. Again, Hakeem Olajuwon, NBA great, right? And he has to sit there. He can't do shit. His body's like fucking shutting down as he sees fucking Pippen and Jordan just fucking doing what the fuck they do.
Yeah. They're like, okay, you go ahead and fast, homie. Go ahead and fast.
Badass Hakeem Olajuwon, proud motherfucker, right?
Go
He had the
ahead.
towel over his fucking head.
Okay.
He was seeing double.
Salam alaikum, homie.
I'm like a salam, fucking day. That shit was like, this is where, like, that Kanye, like, I understand what you're saying, but not Taylor Swift. Like, you see what Jordan's doing over there? Fucking, can somebody slip me a burrito or some shit? Like, yeah. A tamale, something. Come on. Oh, that was so. That's seared into my fucking head. That's like like an adolescent fucking kid, like 12 years old, watching. I was like, come on, Hakeem, you all got it. And fucking Hakeem is just like, you're damn near death. He's on death's door.
Oh. Hey, I'll tell you one thing, though. One thing that I know is Hafiz is not ready for Jack Del Magdalena. Jack Magdalena.
Yeah, 100%.
He's an assassin, a complete fighter with an ugly face because his nose is twisted back.
Yeah, 100%.
He can grapple with you, but he chooses not to. He chooses to punch you in the face until you quit. This is how he rolls. His face shows what he's about. His face shows what he's about. You know, he's a straight assassin. He comes out to annihilate and destroy individuals. He's been fighting in the UFC, some 4 or 5 fights now, and it's, he's been stringing them together. His first 2 professional fights were losses. You know what I mean? He got knocked out in the first one. The second one, he got choked out, and then he just put it together. He figured it out. He figured something out back in 2016. Once he figured that out, the rest has been history. This fella, Basil Hafiz, he's not ready for what's coming. I mean, anyone can get lucky, even Hafiz. But I just don't think he's ready for this level of experience that Jack Del Magdalena is bringing to him. And this fella is from Nick Mac's backyard.
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
Australia.
Voodoo is let's go.
Hey, it's cold out here, brother. It's cold out here.
Holy shit. Yeah. Before we get into the main event, I really want you to speak on it. Did you hear?
What?
Jamal Hill relinquished the fucking title due to injury.
What?
Yes.
What kind of injury does he have?
I think it's Achilles.
Oh.
Yeah. It just came across the fucking ticker. Yeah, he relinquished the fucking title.
Wait a minute. Poitin and Bolhovich are fighting soon.
Yeah, so that's probably going to be so
let's make it for the title. Why not?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Yeah.
Bolhovich
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This shit is Psycho Sid. Do you know the Psycho Sid deal?
Oh, when he was like when he broke his leg and he was like, "Oh my god." Oh my
god. Even before that. Even before that. That motherfucker shit up. Well, the first time he had his leg broke, right, was when he was still in Memphis, wrestling Jerry Lawler. Right? Do you know how he did that?
Nah.
Playing softball. So Jamal Hill relinquishes UFC title after suffering a ruptured Achilles in a basketball game.
Oh.
The fuck you doing? You're the champion of the goddamn world and playing basketball? The fuck? The fuck? Did nobody
defend it?
No, did nobody fucking realize stay in your lane? You remember fucking Tom Segura, the comedian?
Yeah.
Did you see that video where he fucked up all his shit? Oh, bro. Him and Bert Kreischer were doing a fucking dunk contest. Segura comes up, wrecks all of his shit, and then when he comes down, he fucking breaks his arm trying to catch his fall. I mean, he just talked about it on his fucking special on Netflix, whatever. And he's like, you see who the Tom that you see in front of you
Yeah.
wrecked all my shit in a slam dunk contest. That's fucking ridiculous, right? As is Jamal Hill, the fucking UFC champion, fucking breaking his shit in a basketball. Jamal Hill wins the Psycho Sid Vicious fucking, whatever the fuck award, in my opinion. If Psycho Sid breaks his fucking leg fucking playing softball, Jamal Hill in a fucking basket, stay in your goddamn lane. You're an elite athlete. You don't see fucking. Oh, good.
When I look at Jamal Hill, I see raw talent. Raw talent. That's it. Raw talent that hasn't even been tapped in yet. He hasn't even begun to become a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Because if he had done that, imagine Jamal Hill with the mindset of a George St. Pierre. Imagine that. Imagine Jamal Hill with the mindset of a John Jones. Imagine that.
Yeah.
All that talent, but no focus.
Yeah.
He got to the very top on talent alone. He hasn't even tried yet, bro. Because if he's tried already, you see it in his body. You see it in his body. He doesn't even try, bro. And he won a title, not even trying. If he actually tried, he can rival John Jones.
Yeah.
In regards to performance. Unfortunately, this is what we have, man.
That's it, man. That's fucking wild times, man. Wild times. This is crazy.
Sad.
But speaking of, it is, and say razor blades. Oh, fucking Curtis Razor Blades. Jesus Christ. Let's forget about that fucker. I'm sorry. Never forget. I forgot his ass.
He's a heavyweight anyway.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, also a little bit of breaking news. Zaga Zumagulov got fucking cut. Well, 1-6 will do that to you. Can't say they haven't given you chances. 1-6.
He's an exciting fighter too, though. He just doesn't have any ground game.
That's crazy because
and it's rare for a mountain man not to have a ground game.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So I don't know what the fuck is up with that. And then really quickly, like fucking Gary Tonin for one championship wants to claim a second world title. So there's that.
Against who?
We could, unfortunately, one championship. I mean, barely people know about UFC fighters, right?
Right.
Then one championship, it might be big over there. Cricket fucking pulls how many fucking millions of viewers, right? The big, 8 times the fucking Super Bowl numbers. Will that translate here? I don't think so. So I think it's one of those. And no disrespect, I like one championship. What Chatri's doing is amazing. The belts are, yeah, man, it's great. But I don't think it transfers over. Like, keep that shit on Amazon Prime though, because I get to fucking watch one championship all the goddamn time. Yeah, please. I got to see fucking Mighty Mouse.
Oh yeah.
So come on.
The very best.
Yeah, 100%. So shout out to one championship. And apparently the hoodie gives you an Australian accent. So there's that.
That's right, Mike.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Hey, whatever happened to Paul Hogan? Is he still alive?
I feel like Crocodile Dundee, right?
Crocodile Dundee, yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I feel like he is. Like him and Gerard Depardieu are fucking doing stuff.
He's the first Australian that I ever known.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh God. He got all the work done.
Yeah, show me. Show me what it looks like.
Okay, 100%. Let me. He's smiling, and his goddamn face is just like, oh, I can't because it's on the computer. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh shit. Oh shit. Wait, I'm just gonna turn this shit around.
All right, go ahead.
There you go. All the fucking work. Can you see that?
Move it down a little bit. There he is. There he is.
His face is stuck like that. Jesus, you know that shit your mama saying? Keep on doing that shit, your face was stuck that way? Look at all of that. I mean, he's got to be like 90 fucking years old, but even still. Jesus, him and Sophia Loren are fucking figuring it out, man. Yeah, he lives in the USA. Yeah, 100%.
That's what's up. He probably talks like me now.
I don't. Man, I feel like what's the native tongue? Does your
my native tongue is Yoruba.
Okay.
There's three main language. That's Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa.
Igbo. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when you said he talks like me now, I wanted that. I wanted that. Yeah, man. So that's that. And watch Paul Hogan show. So funny.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's it called? What's his show called?
Paul Hogan Show.
Oh, that's what it's called? Oh, okay.
Fuck it. That's what I'm going to put in the Google machine, and it's going to fill up whatever. Hopefully, he doesn't have the Hulk Hogan and the Bubba the Love Sponge wife fucking shit. Because that's the wrong Hogan. I don't want that show. Fuck that. You
think that's a knife? This is a knife. He said, "You think that's a knife? This is a knife."
Yes.
He brought that big old giant.
Oh man, I need to fucking. I gotta show my kids Crocodile Dundee. There's some good times. Right. Yeah. Like this weekend, like fucking Crocodile Dundee and fucking Beverly Hills Cop. Like that's what needs to happen. But you also know what needs to happen? The main events of the evening. We have Myra Bueno Silva. Man, she's been on a tear this one here. 10-2-1, right? Is Shitara. I almost want to do a Shitaka, like fucking Ace Ventura, but yellow. But she's on a 3-fight winning streak, losing to Manon Perot, right? The Beast Manon, right? That rebounds, beats via unanimous decision Yunan Wu, right? Armbar submission finish over Stephanie Eager. And then a knee bar over Lena Landsberg, right? As she faces the former UFC featherweight title contender, the former UFC women's bantamweight champion, Holly. And that's not even getting into her kickboxing and boxing prowess, where she's got like championships in the double digits. But she is the one and only, the preacher's daughter, Holly Holm. 15-6 is the preacher's daughter, which is pretty fucking remarkable considering, again, she was a tenured vet of boxing and kickboxing and a world champion.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, absolutely. So, man, she's had a up and down deal since that KO of Ronda. Her hottest streak was pre-UFC, right? The first time I really kind of, took notice of her was both the Jan Finney fight, right? Because in 2011, like I saw that on like fucking Tapology, like the MMA Underground. Like, oh, watch out for this chick. She trains with John Jones, whatever. It's not whatever, but that's it. And then definitely that Legacy FC, TKO. That has been replayed so many times, like that's just all over the place. Then she comes to the UFC, Raquel Pennington, Marion Renault, obviously Ronda Rousey, where she wins the championship, but then loses the Bantamweight championship to Misha Tate, who ends up losing it to Amanda Nunes, stays on Nunes up until Pena, and then Nunes beats Pena again wait, no, that didn't happen. Nunes beat Pena, and it was supposed to go 3, and then Pena got injured, and then Pena ended up beating whoever she got. Yeah, right. So that's how the women's bantamweight title has gone. And that's because of Holly Holm, right? She didn't have a long run. One would even say in pro wrestling terms, she was a transitional champion, even though that doesn't happen in MMA. Theoretically, hypothetically, supposedly, nobody's trying to get sued or say that they fix fights. But she was a transitional champion, passing the belt on to Misha Tate. Then Valentina beats the brakes off of her. Jermaine Durandamy, obviously, that was the featherweight championship where she got eye poked as shit. I mean, fucking Jermaine Durandamy was pulling out her fullest John Jones in that fucking fight. Fucking donkey punching her and shit like that after the belt.
Punching after the belt. Oh,
yeah, but under the belt, fucking donkey punching, fucking rabbit punching. Oh, that shit was wild. But beats Betch Correa, loses to Cyborg, beats Megan Anderson, loses to Amanda Nunes, beats Raquel Pennington, and then beats Irene Aldana, right? Loses to Caitlin Vieira, and then Yana Santos, formerly Kutskaya, right? Married to, obviously, Thiago Santos. And that's her last win. So it's been a very up and down deal for Holly Holm. I don't know if I'd make a pick here, right? Oh, and Paul Hogan show from the 80s, so it's probably an Australian deal. And Kangaroo Jack, 100%. Shout out to Kangaroo Jack. Anthony Anderson when he was still a chubby guy. But I think this is going to come down to either Myra Bueno Silva beats the shit out of Holly Holm, or Holly Holm just uses veteran savvy to skirt to unanimous decision, and then we'll see how it works out.
Standing on the feet, Myra cannot hang with Holly Holm standing on the feet.
Not at all.
She's a flat-footed fighter. She doesn't know how to stick and move and move like a boxer. Holly Holmes never stops moving. So she's gonna have a hard time. So her best bet will be to get the clinch, put her on the fence, grind her out, possibly take her down, and try and submit her. This is gonna be the path to victory for Bueno Silva. If that doesn't happen, Holly Holmes win.
Yeah. And
easy.
Here's the crazy thing, though. I mean, she is somebody that consistently gets better, right? Her jiu-jitsu is getting fucking good.
Yes.
It's not world level. I mean, she's not, I don't know, Gabby Garcia or some shit or whatever. But it's like her and Karate Hottie, Watterson, they're, as they're they're hitting their twilight of their career, they are sharpening their skills and improving what their what their weak points are, right? So that's pretty admirable. So she might not be a world champion. She's not, but I mean, hell, in her record, she's taking fucking grappling matches and shit like that. So, I mean, she's there. So I feel, man, I kind of, nothing against Myra Bueno Silva. But I feel like she's the younger of the two.
She is the younger of the two. There's a 10-year difference between them.
Right. So if she loses, that's not the end for Myra, right?
No.
But if Holly Holm, whatever, this could be one last championship campaign, either in the 135 or 145, assuming that they keep it. So I kind of want to see that into fruition. Same way I want to see Bobby Green, do his thing. Not so much Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee is whatever.
He's retired.
But, yeah, I mean, never mind. There was a joke there, and I was going to go for it, but no. But he's that. He's definitely that. Kevin Lee, Motown Phenom. But I got Holly Holm on this. I feel like if this is a 5-round fight, she's gonna out cardio. She's gonna have a deeper petrol tank than Myra Bueno Silva, who might just blow her load by third round. I think it goes to third round, and then Myra Bueno Silva she's just gonna engage in firefights, or try to take Holly Holm down. And Holly Holm sucking takedown defense is pretty fucking good.
You're
pretty
right.
fucking good.
You're right. But we have to remember Holly is 41. It's once you hit 40, you have to be a mad human to sustain that energy that you had in your 30s, your mid 30s, low to mid 30s. Holly is that person though. She is a savage. She keeps a 6-pack year round. But that 10-year difference is huge. It worries me. If I was betting money, I think I will put money on the Brazilian, just because of that 10-year difference.
Okay.
The Brazilian right now is hot and confident. She's hot and confident. She knows that Holly is not gonna stick around and try and knock her out. Holly's gonna score points. Yeah, that's what she does. She scores points. And if you slip up and she stuns you, then she goes for the kill. But for the most
100%.
part, she's gonna move around, score points, and steal the rounds. This is why she's had such a long career. She doesn't stand and bang. She's very smart. She doesn't really get injured. You don't see her face swell up and things like that.
I mean, I've seen her fucked up a couple times.
Yeah, but very few.
I mean that fucking Iron Lady fucking Durandamy, she was fucked up.
She was getting eye poked and all of that, man. There was a lot of dirty hits in that match that went unchecked. That was a terrible officiating in that particular matchup. I mean, she was hit at least 2 solid times with really hard shots after the bell. Yeah, and there was no penalty.
That's New York.
I'll go 50-50 on you with this one, man.
Okay.
Even though I love Holly, I would rather Holly win this, because if she wins, she can go get that 45-pound title.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I want, and it's to solidify the legacy of Holly Holm, but also to save that division.
If she wins, she'll retire. If she wins that belt, she'll retire.
Yeah, 100%, and that's a wrap. We don't have to talk about her age or anything like that, because she did it. 135, 145. And how many fucking boxing and kickboxing, championships that she won. So she can ride off into the sunset. As a happy person, a fulfilled athlete.
Hey, but actually, hang on. She can get a title shot at 135 as well against Juliana Pena.
Yeah, because that's vacant too.
Raquel Pennington's great, but she doesn't sell tickets, and we're in the business of selling tickets. So if Holly wins, I see her fighting Juliana Pena next, or 45 and fight for that belt as well. She's got off.
Yeah. So. And for those reasons, that's the shit I want. It's the shit I want. If Holm beats Pena, Pena can't go I didn't fucking really lose or whatever. Nothing against Pena, right? But there might be a little bit of delusion there.
She's fantastic. I love her mic skills.
Oh,
I love
my God.
all that shit.
I can't. Oh my God, I can't. I really can. But it's not for me. I mean, she's definitely, who am I to say? I'm one guy. She's made a career off of it, whatever. So, but shout out to, there's a page on YouTube called Pantheon Level Cluelessness, where they just hit up the fucking gaffes of MMA fighters and shit like that. 90% of it is shit that Tito Ortiz says, right? Just, the shit 100%. I want to outlive my children and shit like that. But they have a Pena clip when she was on Rogan where she didn't know how old she was.
CTE, baby, CTE.
Oh my god! Oh my god! So I was just saying, like I mean, even so, like Holly Holm, she seems like she's got it together in her head. Man, Pena, whoosh. I mean, it is what it is, But anywho, yeah. So
you know what I like about Pena?
What?
She understands the foundation. She understands you have to go in there, you have to perform. She understands that you clearly have to build your platform. And she also understands that when the opportunity is there and there's a microphone in front of you, you got to make good use of the microphone. You know what I'm saying? She's able to make use of the microphone in a way that upsets people. And she's taking the heel route, which is fantastic. You know what I mean?
See, the thing, I understand that, but I don't think it. Let's say, like, there's heel and face, but there's also delusion, and I think there's some of that, right?
I mean, she is a former champion.
But you were saying that
she did do something that most folks couldn't do, which is
absolutely,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She can brag, she can talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Amanda got that ass. Amanda got that ass.
She kept standing up. She didn't knock her out. Usually, Amanda knocks folks out. She didn't get submitted, and she didn't get knocked out. She kept standing, and she kept fighting. You know what I'm saying? She can brag.
There was a one-legged, woman in the ass kicking contest.
That's true. That's true. But that one-legged was still standing strong at the end of the match, still talking.
But if she had shot that takedown like that dude on Sean O'Malley, that would have been great. But you know what's very great? It's always fucking chatting with you right here on Voodoo in the Woods. Obviously, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to Voodoo in the Woods on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Also on the According to Woods channel, we're being simulcast there. And on bodyslam.net. Shout out to bodyslam.net. But for those who want to get more indoctrinated in the ways of VoodooMaximus, where can they do such a thing?
Definitely, you can tap in on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. That's where I roll. That's where I kick it. I don't mess with no TikTok. No thank you.
Are you on Threads?
No, I refuse to.
Why?
I'm team Twitter all day, every day.
Ooh, Elon versus Zuck.
So that's Elon, bro.
I just want to spread the gospel. So wherever the fuck, I don't even think about.
I'm trying to go where I can speak freely and not get censored. I'm down with Elon Musk.
I mean, Elon's fucking censoring you if you don't pay that $8
Well, then pay your $8 then.
Wow. Fuck it, let's go to Rumble and shit. Why the fuck not? Right? Truth Social, is that a thing? I don't give a shit.
I might have to do that. Man.
I don't give a shit. Yeah. but speaking of rumbling, thank you guys for rumbling with us. Like a fucking bad bowel movement. I guess we're out. Thank you guys. Peace, love, and chicken grease.